Hello everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. And if you're here, you probably came here through my blog. So thank you for reading that. And I'm sure you saw the title of the post and the video, which is called the No Facebook Experiment. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So basically, I've been on Facebook for a long time, since 2006. And that was back when you needed a valid university or other educational email address, so the .edu. And over time, it grew into okay, anyone above the age of 18, and then finally now they're okay if you're over 13 and you have an email address. That's great for us. And so over when Facebook first started, it was a lot about keeping in touch with classmates. It was a good social organization tool if you wanted to get together with someone. A large amount of people where a phone might have been, a little too difficult. And that's kind of what I remember using Facebook for in the first few years of college. By the time that I was leaving college, it seemed like everybody was on Facebook, even, people who weren't, in school. You had, the younger crowd was starting to join, and the older people were starting to come in too. So by the time that I left college, everyone seemed like they were on Facebook. And slowly, I think, people began to share more and more on Facebook. The term used for this now is overshare. So that's like the mom who posts 300 pictures of her kid every single day, the people who find every single offensive and racist political comment on the internet and decide to link you to that, etc., etc. Um, and basically, Facebook shows just how egocentric the human race is. And I mean that in good ways and bad ways. Um, people believe what they believe, but 20 years ago, for most people, you really wouldn't know the inner workings of their mind unless they were a very close friend or a family member. And now you can see that for every single person on your Facebook friends list, whether or not you want to. Um, so over time, I've accumulated a lot of people on my Facebook friends list who, for one reason or another, come into my life for a short time, and then we go our separate ways, and that's just the way that life is supposed to be. But they stay on the friends list, and you stay on their friends list, and over the years, you're just like, what am I doing? What's going on here? So I've done a few calls of my friend lists, and I still have this problem. So I had at one time over 300 Facebook friends, and I'm down now before I do this deactivation to 143. But I think it's closer to 120 because deactivated people still count on your friends list, whereas they didn't used to. So I think it's about in the 120s. Um, and I still have, like, even with such a small number, right? Like small number, but compared to other people in my age group, it's lower. I still find people on there who I'm just like friends with out of obligation, or you don't really know what to do. And Facebook's improved in the last few years with their filters. You can only see people on this list, but to me that requires a lot of of technical know-how. So it's easy for me to set up a personal filter, so don't show me this crazy nut job guy over here. But for someone who might be new to computers because they're older, that requires a lot more effort on their part, and I think it falls through the cracks sometimes. So also with Facebook's privacy issues as well, younger people may find it easier to navigate to lock down their profile, whereas older people might just be like, my address is blah blah blah, and just things that they shouldn't be putting on there, or just not knowing how to lock their stuff down. But anyway, that's another issue. So going back to the fact that over time I've had a lot of questions about Facebook, like, I post these things, and the only people who really comment are the people that I actually speak to in my daily life. So the other people who are on my friends list don't comment on my stuff. I rarely comment on their things except for, like, big life events like first child, wedding, engagement, whatever. So what am I doing here? And that's kind of that's an attitude that's been growing, for me anyway, in the last few years. And so this experiment is just the next step to that. Like, what if I don't have Facebook in my life, or any social media? I'm not on Twitter or anything. And I don't have temptation because I have a dumb phone still. So there's no internet on my phone to tempt me with playing on Facebook when I'm waiting for the metro, which is a lot of my life. So anyway, I just wonder what am I doing, and what else can I do in my life? How productive can I really be? So that's one reason why I'm doing this, mostly because I think it's just growing to be a big waste of time, and I don't really think that that it improves my social life. I don't think that I stay in contact with people that I otherwise wouldn't stay in contact with. So I'm just trying to see what, if anything, changes by taking Facebook out of my life. And also just reducing computer time in general. But Facebook and the internet is a big way for that. So that's why I'm doing this. And I'm doing this silently, which means I haven't told anyone except one person that I'm deactivating my Facebook. And I kind of want to see if anybody notices. And I'm 99% sure that zero people are going to notice that I left Facebook. And that's okay. That just kind of proves, if that happens, that will just prove my point that Facebook is a useless, time wasting thing. Which, it's fine if if you just want to go around and look at funny cat pictures. But as a way of social communication is really useless. And along with that, if someone does notice that I've left Facebook, are they going to try to seek me out in other forms? So are they going to, email me? Are they going to try to, find the blog because I posted my blog links to my Facebook a few times? Are they going to do a Google? Are they going to call me? So basically, I don't think anybody's going to notice, and I don't think that if they do notice, are they going to try to contact me another way? So that's basically the no Facebook experiment. Originally, I was going to do it just for Lent, just because, and now I decided February 14th. That's kind of late, so I decided just to do it on the 1st of February. So it's a nice even number, and then maybe continue through the end of March. So a good 2 solid months to see what changes, if anything. So I'm not sure how much I'll be using YouTube. I just decided to do something different than blogging. I'll put up a more coherent, I guess, posting on the blog. So I tend to ramble on videos, which this has suffered from. But anyway, thanks for watching, and see you around.